My name's Mark. This is my wife, Laura, and our son was diagnosed with leukemia at age 4. What's it feel like? Hell, I mean, and it stinks. Not fair to anyone, to him, to us, siblings.
So once we knew Grant's diagnosis, immediately we knew it was 3.5 years of treatment. They warned us the beginning's the hardest. You'll get a little break of, it's still appointments, still chemo, but they'll back off a little bit, and then you'll go into another intense phase. Then they back off, and then, they kind of make it sound like smooth sailing after that, which wasn't the case. Medically, it wasn't bad, but mentally and for him, it was still rough. But the first month was hell. It was living hell. I mean, steroids every single day. He blew up to unrecognizable, this kid that I didn't know anymore.
You would know it's the same person if I showed you 2 pictures because his face got so big from the steroids.
He was mean. He was frustrated. He couldn't sleep at night because they keep you up. Then you're tired and crabby and hungry. And they told us too, they learned from older kids, when they ask for one specific food, it's the only thing they want. And at one point during the phase, it was the white cheese off of an Arby's sandwich. And we couldn't find anything besides that white cheese that he would eat. And they wouldn't sell it to us. I mean, we went in and we're like, can we just buy the cheese? So we were just buying
10 roast beef sandwiches that pull the cheese off.
And pulling the cheese off just so he could eat. And he would sit and eat from the minute he woke up to the minute he went to bed. He would get up in the middle of the night and eat. He was just sweaty all the time and miserable.
The steroids, I mean, it's hard to explain, but take a adult dosage of steroids, and you hear people get angry on steroids. Put that in a little kid's body who now can't sleep, who feels horrible from chemo, and then make him mean as a hornet and add all that together. It's unexplainable. But my biggest stress was being there for him, trying to make him happy each day. I mean, I started playing Fortnite. I don't know what I'm doing. He kicks my butt, but I played Fortnite every day for months. From morning till night, I would do whatever he wanted to play, call it whatever video game, I don't care what it was. I'd sit down there and play with him. And then at the same time, I'm trying to ease some stress from Laura because she's, going through this, and I see her crying and unhappy every day. And then you see our older kids, they're being neglected because our 100% focus has to go to Grant. So now all of a sudden, you're not doing the things that you would do with the older kids, so they kind of get set aside. Me as a father, it was very, very stressful when I try to be a good father, a good husband to everybody, and I felt like every day I would try to do all these things to make everybody happy, and at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like I'm failing because nobody's happy. He's yelling at me because he's on steroids and he's mean as a hornet, We're arguing over nothing at sometimes because it's just so stressful. And to me, it was just unexplainable how upset I would get because I'm trying so hard, but I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. But it was nobody's fault. It's just we're under so much stress. But boy, it's hard. I mean, for someone going through this, I don't know if there's really a way to prepare for it. Just know you have some stressful times coming, and really just try to be there for each other.
I feel like a lot of it is just learning as you go, kind of. I mean, everything changes in everything. So I just looking forward to when this is all in the past. Just thinking about being able to enjoy, not having that over your head anymore. Once the treatments are done and you can get back to a somewhat normal life, you really have to be patient too in the beginning with appointments. I'm used to going to a doctor's appointment and I'm here and this is the time the appointment is and we're here for this long, and there's so many unknowns that can happen at one appointment. Days like that where you're sitting there, you think you're gonna be in and out in an hour and 5 hours later you're still there. Just be prepared for things to not always be what you expect them to be. And then, some days they end up being better than what you expect. It's definitely a roller coaster, and taking it day by day and not trying to get too far in the future of okay, this is what's next, because it's not always going to be, exactly what you're planning. And if you plan on it and then things change the next time you go in, I don't know, it makes it more emotional and harder to deal with and frustrating. And I definitely took a while to adjust to that.
You can get through this. I guess is my message to other parents going through this is you can get through this. Just keep focusing on the future and don't look behind, and just know that you're going to get through it and know that things get easier. It would be my messages, because he's doing so well now. I mean, he's doing so good.